Welcome back to Faith Works. I'm your host, Jazalina, and today's guest is a celebrity makeup artist with a heart of gold.
MALLY RONCAL is a ray of light. She's the founder of MALLY Beauty Cosmetics sold at Ulta, QVC, and Kohl's. MALLY's glorious smile makes her unforgettable, and her energy is contagious. She can be seen on GMA and The Wendy Williams Show, but MALLY is most known for being a makeup artist for the Queen, Beyonce.
Welcome to Faith Works, MALLY! So good to see you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Of course, thank you for welcoming us in your home.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I love MALLY, okay? MALLY and I met back when we were at the Wendy Williams Show.
Yes.
I met her there, and we go so way back. MALLY has an amazing energy. She is just so much fun to work with. I'm just so happy to talk about God. Thank you. All right, MALLY, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, let's get spiritual. MALLY, tell everyone, when did you fall in love with God?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was born in love with God.
Okay.
But God and I have had a very interesting relationship. And growing up Filipino, Filipinos are very Catholic and very religious and go to church every Sunday, whether you want to or not, honey, you are in that church. And it was a huge part of my growing up life. I was in Catholic school my entire life. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer before I turned 1. They gave her 6 months to live, and she lived till I was 17. Now, the reason why I'm telling you that is because that was when my relationship with God, although kind of forced, to be quite honest, was also very strong because I prayed every single day. Now, that said, when she did pass away at 17, that's when my relationship with God changed.
Okay.
Because there was a little anger.
Sometimes that happens.
Yes.
You know, when there is a situation like that occurs, you just don't know how to get back into that regimen of believing again.
Yes. Exactly, because my thought as a teenager was, okay, God, you told me, you pray, you be a good girl, you stay in faith, you do it. I did everything right, God.
What's up?
Thank you. That's exactly what I said. So then we had a moment of where God and I were not getting along very well. And it was a tough time because it was all I knew. Actually, it's funny. This is kind of a funny story.
Okay.
Not funny, scary. I was traveling as a makeup artist in, I can't even remember. It was like Dubai or something. We were in some kind of country that I did not feel safe. And we were actually on a plane, a baby plane, you know, those tiny little.
I know what you mean, and they make you feel uncomfortable, like, oh my goodness.
Well, you're scared already.
The wind blows, that's it.
Exactly, thank you. But the thing was, not only were we on this tiny little plane, the woman who was the head of my trip, got into a fight with the pilot.
Oh gosh, now that just makes it worse.
Hello. So the pilot was like, oh really, you gonna mess with me? So I swear.
Now you're back in prayer.
Thank you. That was it. I said, God, guess what? We back.
Now that you're very close with God, you know, and your relationship with Him has changed for the better, why do you constantly put Him first in your life?
Because number one, we can't do anything without Him. We cannot. Listen, from the minute you open your eyes in the morning, that's your gift.
It is.
He gave you that gift. And you put one. My daddy taught me this, that the minute you put your feet on the ground to go to the restroom in the morning, right? You put one foot down, you say thank. The second foot, you say you. And then we add a little Jesus on the end of that.
Love that.
So walking to the potty every morning, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. Exactly. Because number one, you can't do anything without Him. And number two, why would you want to?
You don't. You don't want to, because you want God to be in every aspect of your life.
And blessing every aspect of your life. And so that's the kind of thing. Now, it's funny because I have a lot of friends that are not believers. And we get into sort of deep conversation about it. And it's hard, you know, when you're so passionate about something.
Yes.
You want everybody in on the
To know it, know Him, believe in Him.
Exactly. But I've learned that is also one of His lessons.
Yes.
Which is acceptance.
It is.
And loving everyone. That's what, I mean, look, Jesus loved
everyone.
Everyone.
No matter good, bad, ugly, Jesus loved every single person.
right.
And we should just love. That's what God is. You talked a little bit about, your upbringing, losing your mom at an early age, and how it was hard for you to believe and, to pray to God. So some people out there may be going through the same experience. So I want to know from you, what can you share with people that have faith, but now it's kind of low, and they need that boost again?
Yes. Well, it's funny. That is, I believe, one of the reasons why I was put on this earth, to help people reboost their feeling towards God, because life gets real hard.
It does.
And the devil will, honey.
Girl, don't he be working?
And he will put stuff, in your
But he's a liar.
No, he's a liar. Hey, you know it. But that is the reason why. So when those times come where it's hard for you to trust and it's hard for you to believe, you just have to remember that you are not in it alone. How much more powerful can you be when you know you've got that?
It's true.
So you just have to look, and it's going to go up and it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And there are some days where you're not going to feel like
you want to believe, that you don't want to have the faith. But the thing about faith, it's in the unseen. And that's what we have to constantly remind ourselves.
Yes.
It may look bad today, but that's the beauty of faith.
Yes.
It can change drastically.
Exactly, with 1 second. Pray. Give it to God. Give him your fears, your worries, your insecurities. And when you wake up in the morning, honey, it's either going to be there or not.
I know you love your dad. You're a daddy's girl like me.
Yes.
You also call your father a spiritual leader. Why is that?
Because from day one, it's so funny because I'm so big and loud and crazy. My dad, we call him Confucius.
Ooh.
Because he is a quiet man he's that guy that you have this problem, right? You have this problem and you've been you can't deal with it and you're fighting yourself and you're, trying to figure it out. And I'll call him, I'll say, Daddy, and he'll be like, oh, very simple. Exactly. And it's always something to do with God. But he gives you this answer and you're like, oh.
Why didn't I think of that?
Why didn't I think of that? He is a spirit. So he has taught me from day one that the answer is in God.
Yes.
The answer is in your spirit.
Yes.
The answer, if you ask him, he will give it to you. But you just have to be quiet enough, long enough to hear it.
Now, Malli, I know your mother, my dad are smiling at us from heaven above.
Yes.
And I also know you share the exact same smile as your mother. And I wanted to know if you also have copied a little bit of her style.
Oh my gosh, you kidding? Yes, absolutely. She was such a diva, and in the fiercest way, meaning she loved getting dressed and she loved putting on makeup, and I learned all of that from her.
Wow.
Yes, I just watching her, she was my muse, my inspiration. But the most important thing I think I did learn from her is the way she loved people and the way she put God first and the way she saw God in everyone. And I was literally raised and she was a doctor, so she had this sort of high profile kind of job.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, we would walk down the hall in the hospital. She'd be in her 4-inch Chanel platform shoes, okay? But she would walk down and she'd see Charles, the custodian. Charles, how's your mom today? How's she feeling?
Yes.
Hey, Susan, the nurse. Susan, how'd your daughter do on that math test? She knew everything about everyone around her and made that her priority.
Yes.
And to me, that was God's work.
It is, because
Right.
that's how we should be.
That's right.
We should pay attention to everyone around us.
Exactly.
Not just the people that are in the higher ups. No, every single person.
That's right.
It's all about love.
From the minute we met, I'll tell you right now, I think the building roof came off from the first time.
Because we are loud.
We're loud, we're crazy, we're hugging. I'm like, oh, your earrings.
Yes.
It was like,
It was love at first sight.
Also, I believe that when God lives within you, that it radiates through you. You look shiny and beautiful.
Glowing.
And glowing, yes, exactly. And you could use a little Malli Beauty for that too. But it really is, that's where it all comes from. And it is our job. And you do that so well.
Thank you.
Just sharing his light with everyone.
Now, Malli, whenever someone loses someone that's very dear to them, I often tell them that they gained a guardian angel. Do you believe in that too?
Oh my gosh, like you would not believe.
Right.
And, okay, so in the physical world, you lose someone that you love, your father, my mom. We just lost my aunt suddenly.
I know.
Yes.
Condolences.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a journey for sure.
I
But
can
it's
only
like,
imagine.
yeah, you know. But okay, so in the physical world, you lose that person, so you can't touch them, you can't see them, you can't feel their physical being. And if that's it, how sad is that? How sad is that for you? Because guess what? They're fine. They're out there.
They've transitioned.
They're with God. Well, let's all be honest. That's heaven.
That's the party.
Exactly.
In heaven.
Right. So we're the ones who are suffering.
Yes.
So to think that that's the end is so sad to me. So I choose, like you, and I do believe 1,000,000,000%, you do have these angels.
I believe.
And they're everywhere. And here is something that I feel passionately about.
Okay.
They will leave you signs.
So true.
You need to be open
Yes.
to feeling, to seeing, to embracing those signs. So my mom's favorite flower was yellow roses.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She just loved them. We always had them around the house. So it is incredible. If I could share with you how many times, sometimes a day, I see a yellow rose.
A reminder.
A reminder. That is her saying, hey, I'm here. Hey, I love you. Hey, it's going to be okay.
They protect you.
Yes.
And that's why I always tell people your guardian angel will always be with you every step of the way.
that's right.
I mean, at work, if someone's causing you any trouble, your guardian angel is going to intervene. Now, Malli, okay, is an amazing makeup artist, but she also has a fabulous beauty collection called Malli Beauty.
Yes.
Tell us how that started.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So, long story short, I was a celebrity makeup artist for 1,000,000 years. And I was traveling the world with Beyonce, with Jennifer Lopez, with Celine Dion, Mariah Carey. I mean, you could see we have so many amazing, opportunities. So, and while I love that, and I love working with people and painting them and being, having these amazing experiences, there was something missing. I did want to create something. I wanted to share my tips and my tricks and my secrets and really just help us everyday women to look and feel our most powerful so that we can go out there and conquer the world and be our best selves.
And feel confident.
Exactly. I'll never forget. I remember I was tired. I had been really on the road for months and exhausted. And I think I was in LA doing a Mary J. Blige album cover.
Wow, I could only imagine, Malli, working with all those celebrities. You had to have been busy.
Yes.
Booked, blessed, and busy.
Yes,
I mean,
booked, blessed, and busy, honey. And there I was, and I remember calling Phil and saying, remember that idea we had to do a makeup line? I was like, now is the time. Because child ignorance is bliss. I don't know why I thought that would be easier. But, just different. It's hard, but different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I get to work with my husband. Thank you, Jesus. I get to be, home with my kids and work. And so I created a different environment for myself. If you're unhappy in your current situation, design the situation you want and ask God to put that in your path.
Yeah.
I want to know, do you still get shocked when you walk into Ulta or Kohl's and you see your beauty collection there? Do you still pinch yourself oh my God?
You know what? I will say this. The evolution of the brand has been so interesting, and I just feel blessed.
Yeah.
I just feel like, at this stage of the game, that God still allows me to be a part of these people's lives and to be able to teach and create and do what I'm so passionate about. This is it is a blessing.
It's amazing.
So,
what's new to the collection? It's spring.
It is spring, so we have a lot of new amazing things coming in. Coming up, we have a collaboration with RuPaul.
Ooh, I know. I was going to get into that because that's so exciting.
Malli plus RuPaul.
Okay. Oh, even better.
Yes,
okay,
so
great.
we're going to be doing that, which is so exciting because
that is so
now
good.
talk about a living angel. That man.
A legend.
Oh my gosh. And just so spiritual and so full of love and praise every single day, morning, noon, and night.
So Malli is a mom, she already told you, of 3 beautiful girls, okay? But she's also a wife to a loving and amazing husband, Phil.
Yes.
How do you fit in your scheduled time with your family, date night? What's your secret?
Thank you. It's so funny because people who watch my Instagram, I'm addicted to Instagram.
We all are.
It's a little crazy, I know. So we document a lot of our lives through the stories and Instagram and all that stuff. Phil and I also have our own Instagram page.
I follow.
Thank you so much. So we're kind of doing our thing there.
Okay.
So how do I do it? You know what? I prioritize.
Okay.
I will say I could get better at doing. As women, I think we tend to put ourselves last. Okay, that is just a fact. That is kind of how we're wired. I work on that a lot because I want to be the best wife for Phil. I want to be the best mommy for those girls. I want to be the best mommy for our fur babies. I want to be the best for the Melanistas. I want to be the best for God. So you do all of that, but then you tend to have nights like I had last night where I had insomnia from 1 to 4 a.m., where I was doing all of those things in my head. The list. So I think for me, mommy guilt is a tough thing. And I have some very fierce friends who say, I don't believe in mommy guilt. I believe that I am doing my thing and I'm working on that because I want to be everything for everyone. I think you do your best every single day. You pray. You ask him for strength. You ask him for help. I have another friend. Her hashtag is present over perfect.
Ooh.
If I'm on my phone and I'm doing some kind of email and my child comes up to me and she's like, Mommy, My Little Pony. And I'm thinking to myself, because we're women, we can think about 7 things at the same time.
We can.
It's a superpower.
It is. I mean, we are super women.
Exactly. So I will say to myself, is this email more important or is this moment with this child more important? Now, Phil, who's sitting right over there, is another conversation. We have been blessed, and I don't know why God blessed me with this man. But he is truly, I don't know where he comes from. He loves Jesus. He loves God. We are lucky enough that, I believe in date night. We don't do it, but I believe in it. But
I love your honesty, Malli.
You know what it is, too? Let me just say this. For my job, I have to do my hair and put on my makeup and wear these dresses and blah, blah. Because I'll have friends and I'll be like, honey, our date night is in our bedroom watching,
you know what, that's
TV.
still a date.
Oh, yeah, and we love it. Trust me. We're laughing. We're carrying on. We're talking, whatever. But, people are like, well, don't you want to, get dressed up for him? I'm like, child, he sees me dressed up every day. He likes it better when I'm in my glasses. Kind of, opposite like that.
Okay.
And we make out in the kitchen all the time.
Oh, so sweet.
We have sex all the time.
Yes, girl. I love that. Okay, Malli, so you also work with the queen, Beyonce. I mean, it gets no better than that. No. How'd you get that gig?
Honey, that is such a funny story because it was literally, oh my gosh, it was 2002 maybe. It was, I knew her I met her the first time. I think she was still 19.
Okay.
How crazy is that? Such an amazing gift on my life, that woman. I have to tell you. So, long story short, I went to go. I was at a job.
Okay.
My agent calls me. Is like, hey, you need to leave that job. It's almost done. You need to leave it, and you need to come. There's this, amazing person named Beyonce. She's doing the I said, oh yeah, I know Beyonce, Destiny's Child, right? Obviously everyone knew Beyonce then, but it wasn't Beyonce, but it was Beyonce.
Right.
Still Beyonce.
Still Beyonce.
She was doing the premiere of Austin Powers Gold Member.
So very early in her career.
Yes, very early in her career. She was going to do the premiere in New York, and could you come and do her face? I said, of course, obviously, whatever. So we go, we meet. We have this amazing connection. I do her makeup. She loved it. And then, bam, we took off on the rocket. I mean, she took off on the rocket, and I held on to the ship. I was like, okay, let's go. I'm ready. Let's make it happen. But learned so much from that woman and that family and Miss Tina and all the other Destiny's Child girls. I mean, really just an incredible journey. And, witnessing, she had just met Jay. So watching that kind of blossom
that's so sweet.
Yes, and I still am so blessed to call them my family and love her and watch her and those babies. And, so it's very funny because we met, she was, maybe 19, I don't even know. And I was just, starting as a makeup artist. And now I say, look at us now, like married. We have 6 kids between us, for God's sake. Like, how did that happen?
Now, the really cool thing about Beyonce is that I remember at the 2004, I believe, MTV BMA Awards, she shouted you out. What was that like?
Oh my God. Well, it's so funny because when you do somebody for these events, you do their makeup, you do their hair, you get them dressed, and sometimes you stay there, but sometimes you just stay back at the hotel. I think Kim Kimball and I were laying in a bed in some hotel while this was all going down. We were watching. We were jumping up and down in the bed screaming because she won. And then when she said,
her speech, she said, I want to thank Malli and Kim, my hair and makeup. I'm going to play the clip.
Of course, I have to thank Usher for being a part of it with me. I have to thank Tina Knowles, the best stylist, Malli and Kim hair and makeup.
We were like, wah! Whatever. But it was funny. It was more, obviously, we were just so honored and felt so blessed. But at the same time, we loved that girl so much that it was really, we were just more happy that she was getting what she deserved. Because she loves God.
Now, you also recorded a video with Beyonce. Malli recorded a selfie video with Beyonce. Beyonce thought it was a photo, and it went viral. Was this shocking to you?
Yes. I was like, oh my God.
Who's the most beautiful woman on the planet?
Oh, wait, this is a video?
Oh.
Sorry. I'm over here making fish lips. We gotta touch it.
She gotta work. Bye. Love you. Because it was so innocent, in all honesty, really, that was just her. That's just her. I mean, hanging out, we're talking about kids and memories and laughing and blah, blah, blah. And that is so Beyonce. That's the thing, because she is so fierce, obviously, but yet she's so silly. She really is. And so funny. Like a real sense of humor that you would. Anyway, so it happened when I did, and I just posted it innocently to honor her for being so amazing.
Right.
And then I was
just down to earth.
Yes. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh.
Now, RuPaul. Yes. I know you collaborated with him last year. Yes. I mean, RuPaul is a legend. We know RuPaul, Drag Race. We love RuPaul. Yes. What was that experience like for you?
Well, I have known Ru since I was 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so I grew up in that sort of club scene, the gay club scene. I loved it. I loved drag queens. I loved the glamour. I loved all that stuff. Yes. And that really kind of helped me, shape my makeup artist career because I loved all of that.
It's fun.
Yes, it's just fun. And God blesses things that are fun and bring you joy and make you happy. So I was... I met him back then. So obviously followed his career, he is bringing things to the forefront that it is time.
It is.
It is time. At the end of his show, every day, you know, every episode, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? And then he says, can I get an amen up in here?
Yes, he does, because he's a believer.
That is absolutely true. And so that is something that I am so proud of for him, that it is time for us to open up our minds that God loves everyone.
Everyone. Doesn't matter. Big, small, ugly, gay, trans, lesbian. Doesn't matter. He loves us all.
Yes, exactly.
Period.
Yes.
City girls, free JT.
And your kids got to meet him.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, they are drag race fanatics. You know, we make jokes that mommy's a drag queen, and they're all a little draggy in their own way.
I love it.
So yes, they met. We met a few times, and we had breakfast in LA one day. Phil and the girls and I met with him.
So cute.
And it's so amazing to me because my girls are very artistic like their parents, and one of my daughters made these dolls, these little drag queen dolls.
Sweet.
And she was showing him, and he truly, he looked in her eyes and just was so, tell me about that. What is that? Why? How did you think about that, Pilar? And I just said, oh my God, this man is from God.
Malli is just amazing, right? I just could talk to her forever. So one thing I love about you, Malli, is your Instagram. But why is it so important to you to have these memes that encourage people?
I feel like all day, every day, unfortunately, we are being inundated with negativity. The news and people around you, and Susie at the office. Sorry if your name's Susie. I've done that before, where I called somebody like...
It might be Susie.
Exactly, thank you. And you know who you are. No, but you know what I mean. This one at the office, or somebody, cuts you off in traffic, or you miss the subway. Negative. And that gets in your soul.
Yeah.
It gets in your soul, and it poisons us.
It does.
So I feel like if I can have an Instagram feed that you can go to, that you're going to feel lifted. Sometimes it's about God. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's about family. And you can 100% know that if you go to my Malli RONCAL Instagram page, that you're going to be lifted, you're going to be loved, you're going to be appreciated, and you're going to feel encouraged.
In addition to Malli's fabulous positivity on her Instagram page, she also puts occasionally her throwback pics, which I love, of old school Mal. Do you ever look at them and be like, what was I thinking?
Of course I do. Well, let's see. First of all, I have always been a lot of a lot. Okay, and that's okay. There were times when I tried to quiet my allotness, and there are stories about that where I'm sorry, that is not how it works.
Right.
You need to be you 100% of the time. So that also meant
dark lip, big
hair, lots of makeup, too much clothes, too much jewelry.
You were blonde, like full blonde.
Oh yeah, all of it. All the time. So yes, I post those because number one, I love to also make fun of myself.
So Malli, do you have a favorite Bible scripture that you can share with us?
Absolutely. It is Philippians 4:13, and it is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I love it.
It is what gets us through the day, because I'll tell you right now, without him, we do not have anything.
All right, Malli, so now it's time for my favorite part. It is time to give, okay? So here we have the treasure box. All right, so close your eyes, put your hand in the box, pick a gift. Let's see what you get. I'm so grateful for you being on Faith Works. Thank you so much for coming. Well, allowing us to be here. All right, see what you got. Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
What's that?
Oh my gosh, this is Mother Mary.
Yeah.
I have been praying to her. I kid you not.
Oh my God.
I know. I have been praying to her. I have been on this mission for Mary because the Blessed Mother, I believe, and I know that this might get everybody all up in a tizzy, but it's all connected, right? God, Mary, Jesus, all of it.
Yeah.
I believe that we're going to find out maybe later in life or in years that she was the center of it all.
I agree.
Because she
I mean, she birthed Jesus.
Exactly. I love it. And how amazing.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome, Malli. Before you go, do you have a testimony or confession you can share with everyone?
Oh, well, a testimony I mean, every day of my life, I believe, is a testimony.
Yes.
Every time something happens, I mean, that is God's work. And a confession.
Oh, Lord. Brace yourself.
I know. You know what? I struggle sometimes with patience.
Okay.
Because here's a problem I think I have, especially being a strong woman and wanting to see more strong women out there or more strong young people.
Okay.
When I see laziness, when I see you not working to your full potential, when I see you not giving as much as I know you can, I get angry and my patience runs short and then some words come out of my mouth that are not in the Bible.
Sometimes they come out of my mouth too. I mean, we're human.
And then, but it comes from a good place. But yes, I think I'm struggling with my patience these days, especially because I believe that everyone has such huge potential that God has put in you.
Yeah.
So use it. Stop being a lazy ass.
All right, Malli. Well, thank you so much, Malli, for being a guest on Faith Works. I love you so much. I mean, it was so much fun talking to you.
I am so proud of what you are doing in this world. This woman is going to change the world.
Oh, your lips to God's ears.
Honey, he heard it.
Thank you guys for watching Faith Works. I appreciate it so much. Please continue to watch a new episode every week. Please subscribe to my channel. And as always, remember to walk by faith
And not by sight.
That's right. See you next time.
Yeah. And how you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. This is the best day of my entire life because from now on I'm with you. And I love you, and you made me so happy, and all our friends and all our family are amazing.
That's true.
And we are very, very, very lucky. I'm very happy. Thank you. Bye.
No, I gotta speak now.
Time for you. Go.
I gotta tell you how much I love you and how beautiful you were. When I saw you today, I was devastated. I almost fell down. It was so beautiful. When I saw you and Raj coming, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. You make me shine. I love you, and I'll cherish you forever.